In this video, Miss Dalton and I want to show you how to make inferences and using text evidence.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
But how did you know?
Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away.
That's right, madam.
It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you?
Action.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
Did you see all of those 21 changes? I surely didn't. However, there's a lesson to be learned here. When examining a text, look very closely and read multiple times to draw the right conclusions. Follow Miss Dalton and I as we snoop around the building investigating Mr. Gardner's and Mr. Jaramillo's office. What inferences can we make? This is Mr. Jaramillo's room. Come on in. Let's make some inferences about him. Ooh! I think he's very sportive. He cycles to work and he has a dog, clearly, that he carries in that little thing. And he likes safety because he wears a helmet. Come on in. Oh, so many information about him. His Steelers cup. A Pittsburgh clock. Surely Mr. Jaramillo is from Pittsburgh. Super clear. He moved away. He loves his hometown and he wants to be reminded. Or maybe it's something else. So many baseball references. So much evidence about baseball, football. It's football, I think. Maybe he's a Steelers fan? I'm not sure. What can I do?
So if you're not sure if the inference you made is correct or not, always go back to the source. The source might be the text that you're reading. It could be a person that you're talking to or investigating, or it might be a film that you're watching in class, but you always want to go back to the original source for any clarification.
So let's ask Mr. Jaramillo.
Yeah, I think we should.
I am not from Pennsylvania. I have been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan since I was 12 years old in the early 1970s.
Whose office is it?
I see the name Dave Gardner. This must be the principal's office.
Oh.
I see lots of paperwork for our school. These must be the things that all the teachers have to do this year.
But what about him? Some personal information. Can you deduct something?
Let's find some more. Look at all this. I'm going to make the inference that Mr. Gardner is a Dallas Cowboys fan based on all of his football themes. But what is this? Looks like an old chicken McNugget dressed like a police officer. I'm going to make an inference that once upon a time he worked for the law. What else? I see lots of diplomas and credentials. I'm going to make an inference he's very well educated. Ooh, University of New Mexico. Everyone's a Lobo. To be a good reader, you have to be a detective. That means paying close attention to the text, looking for clues, and making inferences.
Now, what is an inference? An inference is an educated guess. That means you draw conclusions based on evidence in the text, on the clues that you got. And then you say, well, this was written between the lines.
There's one more piece of evidence, and you're going to help us inspect it and make some inferences. So let's look at this poster on Mr. Gardner's wall. What do you think this poster means or is about? So we might look closely at the words. What does it say? Who's this person right here? What inferences can you make?